Paranormal. It surrounds us. It's everywhere. Tonight, you will hear from the people who live and work within these highly active locations. All in the efforts to discover America's most haunted. With your host, ghost hunter and author, Dan Terry.
Good evening, boys and ghouls. I am Dan Terry, your ghost host with the most haunted. Kind of excited tonight, bringing back some old friends. We haven't had them back on in a while. Doug and Jane have created Port City Paranormal out of Wilmington, which is my old stomping ground, Wilmington, North Carolina. They have done the Battleship, North Carolina. Last time I talked to them, I think it was like 60, 70 times or something. And always get great evidence. I was talking to Doug, and we talked about, and it's not a pleasant topic. I have done the Illinois Asylum for the Incurably Insane. I've done a couple other asylums, including the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. I was there earlier this year. And there's so many spirits there. Doug and Jane and their team have investigated these places very, very often, several different ones. They've got a lot of evidence, and I'm going to bring them up right now to share the huge amount of evidence that they sent me. Guys, it's so good to see you all back here again. It's been too long since I had you on.
Good to see you.
Good to be back. How you doing, Dan?
You know, I can't complain. Life treats me pretty good. Always has. You guys are doing okay? Healthy and busy?
We could be busier, but
Yes.
it is what it is.
Don't say that in front of your wife. She has things for you to do, I'm sure.
Well, when it comes to that, yeah.
Yeah.
Busy
Did
enough.
it this morning.
Oh, okay. You know, we've done so much on the North Carolina and some other, I mean, you sent a lot of evidence from other places back in the past. But when you brought up these former, there's no politically correct way, it's an insane asylum. What brought you to those places like that? Just the sheer amount of hauntings?
Well, actually not. On vacation one time, Doug and I went back to my old stomping grounds, which is upstate New York.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, hey, we're going to go ride by this place. And it was where your boyfriend took you to park because you'd be, scared and everything. Well, you had good reason to be. But we got almost kicked off. But then we met one of the guards, and he took us on a grand tour.
We almost got arrested.
Oh, well, yeah. We asked the superintendent, "Can we do this?" And he said, "Yeah." Okay.
Yeah. The first year we were there was 2008. It's a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we drove by it, and for the first time, I got to see this place. And what did I say to you?
It sucks the light out of everything.
Out of the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
It's so dark.
It's heavy.
I don't exactly.
Yeah.
It's not a place you would really want to go for most people.
And both the Trans-Allegheny and the Illinois Institute Asylum for the Incurably Insane, but they all look like they're something right out of a Dracula movie. They're dark. They're
they
huge.
Are.
It's perfect place for a vampire to hang out. Seriously.
Yeah. Well, they use the same floor plans, and a lot of the asylums. Trans-Allegheny is different. But they look spooky.
They do.
What's that one?
Well, let's see. We did the one in upstate New York.
Yeah.
Then there was Rolling Hills Asylum, which is in western New York.
Okay.
And then there was Trans-Allegheny. That was a night to be believed. It was frustrating, and I'll tell you why later. And then there was St. Albans.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Virginia. So those are the 4 that we've done.
Most of them are pay sites. You know, you
Right.
can come on, but the deal is, I think the spirits get overwhelmed with people saying, "Do this for me. Is it you? Knock on this."
Yeah, I think the more that a place is investigated, the more likely you're not going to get that much out of it. I think they get sick of us. Honestly,
Well, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're going to ask that same stupid question again. Well, I'm not going to answer you.
Yeah. Or you're telling somebody what happened and they're going, "That's not what I did at all."
Yeah. The only person that welcomed us back was at the asylum in New York, near my hometown. And at the Battleship, Binky always wants to hang out, and say hi.
I noticed in some of these asylums that I've been to, they always start out with the best of intentions, and they'll start out with 200 beds, 250 beds. And then in a few years, there's 2,000 people in this same little spot.
Yeah, that was Trans-Allegheny.
Oh, golly, yeah.
They were only supposed to house 250 people. And that was max capacity. And then all of a sudden, they've got a couple of thousand.
Yeah.
And the criminally insane are right there with the people who just are there because that no one understands them.
That was Rolling Hills. They had a mixed population. In this upstate asylum, they segregated the really bad men to one building called the Maples.
Yeah.
Okay.
They had multiple buildings on the
Cottages, yeah.
cottages, homes on the premises. It's a huge place. It was a self-sustained
Farming community.
It was a whole community.
Okay.
And the people from the surrounding areas used to go there on Sundays for picnics
With the inmates.
with the inmates.
Yeah,
with
they
the
call them inmates, which
Yeah.
is not PC now, but that's
No.
what they call them, inmates.
But both the folks at Illinois and Trans-Allegheny said they keep the original names because, again, those who don't remember the past are condemned to repeat it. So
Yeah.
they use the words that are so bad for us now to keep it in our minds, what was going
Yeah.
on there. Well, let's get to some of this amazing evidence you sent because, like I said, guys, I don't know if we'll have a chance to even go through all the stuff that I picked out. But let's see what we've got here. Let's go with one of the EVPs. And this one I marked as Christmas.
Yeah.
Yep. It's gonna be Christmas.
Yeah.
Yep. It's gonna be Christmas.
What was the topic that they would say that?
We were talking about decorating,
Mm-hmm.
and the answer came back, that's every Christmas.
And where was that at? Do you recall?
That was at St. Albans, I believe.
Okay, well, let's play that one again because I really like that one.
Yeah.
Yep. It's gonna be Christmas.
Yeah.
Yep. It's gonna be Christmas.
Whoever said it, I think it's a female, sounds so disgusted by it, I guess, or perhaps just
Resigned.
tired of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're resigned to it. You know,
Yeah.
we got to deal with this stupid again.
And I guess we all get that way about Christmas time. All right. that one was really interesting. Let's try this one. I listed it as Forget.
Oh,
Yeah.
yep. Happy Christmas.
Yeah.
Sorry, I hit the wrong one. Do you recall where that one was at?
That was in the upstate asylum. Now,
Okay.
the reason that we're not giving out the name is because it's part of the state system,
Okay, that's
and
fine.
they don't want us talking about it.
Now, is that still an active hospital, or is it?
No, it was the hospital part of it was shut down in 1994, but it continued to be used by the state of New York, the police, and a few other people.
Okay.
So
They'd go there and train.
they go there and train and get spooked.
Yeah.
Hey, some of them went running out of the building. So
I've heard that
always
before.
complained.
these are cops. Come on, Dan, weren't you a cop?
I was also a ghost hunter, so ghosts don't scare me like that.
Exactly.
And,
exactly.
You know, if you can't fight it with your pistol, running isn't going to help.
This is the truth.
But all these places seem so haunted, and I realize a lot of terrible things happen in some, but do you think that's the reason that, I don't know, conditions were just so bad there, it was traumatic for these people?
Well, every winter that if you set a glass of water on the windowsill, it would freeze. And they really don't have a lot of blankets.
Really?
Yeah, it's cold up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
But everybody went to work if they were able to work at a job like shoe shop or in the kitchen helping or something like that. So it broke the boredom for some of these people. But just being there.
But at this juncture of where we picked up this EVP, we had been talking to the spirits. You know, we didn't know if they were hearing us, and of course, every once in a while you get a bang, a bump. A lot more than that happened at this place. But I think they were concerned that when we left the place, that we would forget them. We never have.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've actually petitioned the state of New York to go back.
I hope they will let you.
That'd be great.
I have noticed over the years, specifically in one particular old brewery, that once they realized I was not going to hurt them, they enjoyed the attention and they got even more active, just like the battleship with you all.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's play that one.
We become buddies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What is it? Blinky? Your boyfriend, Jay.
Oh,
Inky.
Binky.
Ingwald Nelson.
And you actually found him in the books. You know exactly who he was and how he died.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yep.
That is just incredible. Putting it the way you just said it, that, hey, you've come to visit us, but you're not going to be back. You're going to forget all about it.
You're going to just leave us here. Yeah.
Yeah. We would have kept coming back.
I don't know what EVPs you sent, but.
He sent about 15 of them. I picked the ones that I could hear the best, and then
good.
I left it up to you.
Played an original, and then how I upped the volume a little bit.
Yeah.
But that is all I've done to them. All right. Tell me about Jeff before we play it.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, this was the third floor of the hospital. It was an actual medical facility, and Jane had taken her camera and she was poking it into one of the patient rooms up there, and she just asked, "Is there anybody in here?" And then you hear a male voice say, "Jeff here."
Okay. Well, let's check that one out.
Do you want us to talk to you?
Yeah.
Do you want us to talk to you?
Yeah.
So was that Jeff talking, or was that someone wanting to talk to Jeff?
Oh no, this is a different one than I thought. This was a female
Mhm.
calling to Jeff.
Mhm.
Now Jeff is in that building.
Jeff
'Cause-
used to work there. We looked it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did a lot of
Lot
went to
of
Cornell
research.
University and searched through all their archives, and it was so interesting.
We have
So they know in New York that you guys have went to these extremes to learn the names and learn who the people were there.
oh yeah.
Oh,
The superintendent that was there, he left to take a bigger job consulting,
mhm.
and the next guy that showed up was a jerk, shall I say,
Okay.
By the book,
by the
Gotcha.
book,
jerk.
and kind of snotty. So when we asked him to come back again, and that the original superintendent had very much approved of what we did there,
Mhm.
it was investigated one time before that by a TV group that lasted a whole 3 hours before they ran out screaming.
And left some of their equipment.
They left cameras
What?
behind.
What can you do in 3 hours? The ghosts don't even know who you are yet.
No.
No, they got weirded out, and
Oh, they see demons.
Yeah.
somebody,
that.
and that was all she wrote. They were gone.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
a
I'd like to
shame.
know who it was, but don't we won't badmouth anybody. Just there's one in particular. I hate the show because every time something happens, they jump up and run away. Why are you here?
Yeah.
Exactly. Well,
Sitting in a cemetery talking to these ghosts. One of them touched you and you ran away. Come on.
Yeah, they get all upset, you know.
let's put it this way: the other group came from a large university up in the Northeast.
Oh,
You might be able to figure that out.
So, did he have a bad taste in his mouth for ghost hunting then, or was it just he wanted to show you who's running this place?
No, I think that these people just were not up to snuff, and
they didn't know what they were walking into.
so since the episode would have been very short,
Yeah.
I mean, very short, they decided to do a tribute to the patients in the cemetery that's behind this institution, and they made a big production out of it so they could stretch the whole program.
Oh,
So they got their money's worth, kind of.
Really.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a shame. Let's try. I wrote this down. Jim outside.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you what it really says.
Okay.
It says the person is he says, "I want Jim Unsinger.
Really? I swear I heard it say outside, but okay.
No, it was the name Jim Unsinger, and Jim Unsinger was a nurse that worked there for 20 some odd years.
Okay.
So obviously this patient was attached to Jim.
Yeah, he was one of the good guys.
Okay. Was Jeff one of the good guys?
Probably.
We don't know. We don't know any history of Jeff except that he worked there.
Okay. Well, folks, whoever's watching this, keep in mind that don't pay attention to the words because I thought it was saying outside. All right, let's play this. I can hear it now, especially with the louder one. But
yeah.
Okay. Once again, friends, pay no attention to the subtitles on that one. That was my mistake.
Man behind the curtain.
Cheap earphones here. Okay, so he was one of the good guys working at this one. Is this the same one in New York?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And they were wanting him back in there.
Exactly.
Did your research uncover?
Him
Did the research uncover if he's even still alive or not?
Jim Unsinger left there in probably the 1970s.
Probably not then.
Yeah. Well,
That's
I'm that old.
Would you have been working there long enough for them to really like you?
No. They probably wouldn't like me anyway.
Oh, come on. We all like you. Okay. Well, let's hit one of the videos. This one is the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. And do you want to play it first or do you want to set it up?
Just go ahead and play it. And then.
All right. Then we'll talk.
Then we'll talk.
Did you see that?
Am I seeing a shadow walk down, or is that a trick of the shadows, the lights?
It's actually a little white figure up on the almost center, but just a little to the left.
Okay.
All
right.
Yeah.
I'll play it again, and you can tell us where we're going at here. So there's a door open.
Okay, go past the door.
And you can just see there it appears right there.
Wow, got it.
Yeah.
It looks like it peeked out.
It looks like he was in a Johnny hospital gown.
It did.
Yeah. This is a kind of a crazy story that goes with this.
Okay.
This I had built. This was back in the day. I had built a head cam with the recording device and the batteries and everything in a fanny pack. Whoops. So I had rigged this all up, and what you were seeing there was actually recorded on my head cam. Mm-hmm. Which is, it's not that bad. I mean, this was slowed way down.
Right.
So basically I clipped this a section of the video out to put on Facebook. Okay. So everybody could see what the head cam looked like. And, I said, it's just a sample. And then one of my friends said, Doug, I think you missed something.
Which you rarely do.
And there was this little guy down the hall.
All right.
Walked into frame, walked back out.
Well, let's play that one again then, because now when you pointed it out to me, and I guess what I was seeing is when it went back, it darkened.
Yeah.
So I thought there was a shadow moving there, but then I kept thinking that looks more like the lights making the shadows move. But now I know what you're talking about. So there's like 2 or 3 doors and then you see the little white guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's try that again. All right, see that door open? Oh, there he is.
Not yet. There he
Oh,
is.
wait.
He's way down the hall and coming forward.
Okay. All
And
right.
now he's gone again.
And he chickens out.
All right.
Just a little left of
Right
center. You see a
there.
glow, and then
There you go.
Oh.
there he is. And now he's gone.
Dang.
That
That's a good
is so.
catch.
That was awesome. Hang on, I want to try one because I'm looking at something else there too.
You're looking at the bright spot right in the middle.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
And just to the left of that, there he is.
It was how much? A second?
Yeah, I was shooting at 30 frames per second. It
Mhm.
was 29 frames.
It was there for just 1
1
second.
second. No wonder I missed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And like I said, the shadows are moving around and such because of the lights. And he's just walking towards you and then disappears.
It's like, oops, here
Yeah.
come the doctors.
Or TV cameras, and I'm not dressed. So, have you had any real horror experiences doing this? Because it seems like everything so far has been rather friendly.
Yeah, there were a couple of scary moments at the place in upstate New York.
Okay.
I had been measuring EMF around a doorway because I wanted to pick up to see if the alarm system was active or not, because maybe we might want to walk out on the loading dock.
Uh-huh.
And while I'm measuring around there, all of a sudden my K2 meter, I used the K2 back then,
I still use them. I love them.
It's handy.
but all of a sudden it pegged all the way red.
Okay.
And that's the last thing I remember. And our friend Carol, who was investigating with us, she was actually a guard there. She was shaking my shoulders and going, "Are you all right?" I was about 25 feet away from where I started out. I had a horrible headache. I was nauseated and I was freezing cold. And all I could picture was a big old nurse in a white uniform.
Mm-hmm.
I think she walked through me.
Okay.
Well, she left Doug and decided to attack me. I wanted to go back in the day room where they were, and I tried to open the door, and they're big old heavy fire doors. And I had a cast on one hand, and the other hand's full of stuff. And I'm trying to get in there, and I got my hand around the door, and the door started to close on my hand. Somebody was pushing. They wanted to crush my fingers in the door, and it would have.
Yeah, I had to run over and pry the door open.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's incredible. And I have been so into this that I have let the time go by. I've got to take a quick break. So, Doug, Jane, if you wait there for me, I will be right back with you and we'll show the rest of these, okay?
Okay.
All right, stand by. That was cool. And I thought I was seeing shadow people because that's what I tend to find. But once he pointed it out, yeah, it was in a white dress, white clothing, and coming right down the hallway. It was amazing. Wow. And you know what else is amazing, guys? Some of the stuff going on with the UNX network. And I want you guys to watch this. You won't have to focus so hard because it's not as hidden as that ghost was.
The UNX Network presents a health and wellness spiritually based brand of hemp-derived CBD products made by Hopewell Farm in Harrogate, Tennessee. We apply our Cathara energy work with all of our plants and products. Our products made in small batches with only 2 ingredients of pure hemp, full spectrum crude oil, and coconut-derived MCT oil. Third-party lab tested for potency and legal THC levels with 6 strengths of 1 ounce oil to choose from. Know what you're buying and get what you pay for from Hopewell Farm. Applied directly to a specific area, Hopewell Farm topical salve in 1 ounce and ½ ounce sizes made with pure hemp crude oil, comfrey extract, and all natural ingredients. Find the Hopewell Farm link and coupon code on the UNX Network website at unxnetwork.com. That's unxnetwork.com. This September 6th through the 13th, join with like-minded souls in the experience of a lifetime on the Royal Caribbean Ovation of the Seas as we travel from Seattle to Alaska. Internationally renowned researchers, investigators, experiencers, authors, holistic healers, contactees, spiritual luminaries will sail on an extraordinary voyage of transformation. This cruise will explore UFOs, alien contact, cover-ups, ancient mysteries, the paranormal, holistic healing, and spirituality. Experience engaging lectures, one-on-one sessions, private, custom-tailored excursions, and a nightly UFO watch. The cruise is booking up fast. Go to contactatsea.com and be sure to mention the UNX Network when you book. That's contactatsea.com or phone 336-749-1219. That's 336-749-1219.
The UNX Network annual XCon is just around the corner, so get your tickets now. XCon is being held October 11th to the 13th, 2024 at the very haunted Oasis Hotel and Convention Center in Springfield, Missouri. Speakers include Scott Nelson, Peter Robbins, Micah Hanks, Mindy Taubfest, Debbie Ziegelmeyer, Dan Terry, Michelle Roos, and more, presenting UFOs, cryptids, and the paranormal. Attend a live ghost hunt and workshops at the hotel, and we're having the annual awards banquet and Mad Hatter costume party. You don't want to miss this conference. Visit unxnetwork.com to register today. That's unxnetwork.com.
All right, my friends, I do need to tell you about some contests going on. We need you to get in. We need you to vote, make recommendations. If you go to unxnetwork.com, there are some contests. One is, check out this title, Most Haunted Town in America. Gotta love the most haunted, right? Most Haunted Town in America, that's the cities that both are actually haunted and have a lot of decorations and things like that. Best ghost story. Guys, if you've got a good ghost story to tell, check on the UNX Network. It'll tell you how you can get it told. And there's a winner going to be done. And then the best decorated haunted home. And last year's was pretty wild. And I used to decorate when I lived in a town. Now I live on top of a mountain. No one sees it. Used to do a lot of that. And this made mine look terrible. And I spent thousands. Don't tell the wife. But seriously, get on to unxnetwork.com and help us out with these contests. And we'll talk more about the XCon coming up. But I want to get back to Doug and Jane Anderson, Port City Paranormal, because their stories and their evidence is amazing. All right. We hit the ghost, and that was... Why didn't you send me that a long time ago? That one was incredible.
It's actually, we have so much evidence that actually locating a particular piece of evidence takes a while.
Yeah, a friend of mine, we went through some crazy stuff. When I asked, hey, do you have this? Yeah, it's in one of these 12 flash drives, or it's over here on this one of these 5 external drives, and they're a terabyte each. So yeah, it's hard to find.
Yeah.
Here is a spirit who was complaining of the cold, and you said that one hospital in New York, the glass would freeze on in the windowsill. Was that the same place?
Same place.
That figures. Okay, let's try this one. There's a sadness there, but there's also an echo. Was that in a hallway, or was that where did you get that?
No, it was actually in a room that was filled with desks, school desks. And it was pretty. There was no echo in that room, but that voice was coming through as an echo.
Yeah, and it sounded male to me, young.
Yes. I agree with that.
Do you think that's something attached to the desks, or is that something attached to that building?
I think it was attached to the building.
Okay.
There were different spirits in different locations, different floors. It was a lot of different voices there, male, female.
Okay.
Some of them were just... They'd make you stop in your tracks.
Yeah. But it's
that one. Go ahead, Jake.
Talking about the nurse there, we got a recording, and it's can't really hear it, but you can hear soft footsteps coming towards you, and you hear somebody rattling keys, and you hear like they turn the key, and then you hear it close again, and she locks it.
Now, the crazy thing about this was I had left a recorder up on that floor, and we had left the building. So there was nobody in that building. But, doors unlocking, doors closing, people walking.
Doors pushing.
It was common there.
And do you find one like that? To me, I'm hearing a child who's cold and I cannot do anything about it.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of a heartbreak on that one.
Yes.
Wow. That's, like I said, heartbreaking.
Well, and this building was not as old as the other building that we had investigated. The one building was, the original building was built in 1861. It had another purpose, but because of the Civil War, they shut that building down and it was repurposed.
And that is the same year they were building the lunatic asylum in West Virginia.
Yep.
Yeah, they built them all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a Quaker thing, trying to be good to these people instead of getting them out of the almshouse and the poorhouses and the jails. And this one woman arrived up the lake naked in a cage when she arrived. She was one of the first patients to come there. It's just sickening.
She was in chains.
Yeah.
Well, the one in, I know, West Virginia, they had the right intention of a community and these people being taken care of. It becomes a dumping ground for everyone the police and the court system don't want to mess with. And families.
Plus, you could get somebody committed just on your say-so.
Yeah.
You just get one doctor to agree with you. And
this is how husbands got rid of wives.
Yes, and that just is unbelievable to me, but I know it happened. All right, we got another video of that basement door, and that one I know you'd showed me before, but let's play that one again.
Can you close that door for me, please?
I am guessing there was no open windows that would cause that to
No.
blow shut.
Nope. In fact, Jane, when she went in that other room, she had taken the door and pushed it all the way back, and you can barely hear it scrape a little bit when she did it.
Mm-hmm.
And she thinks somebody threw something at that big metal tank.
It sounded like it.
But to me,
Okay.
it sounds like somebody took that door and yanked it so it would close.
Okay. But whatever it was, they didn't want you going into that room, huh, Jane?
No. Did you send an EVP that went with this one?
No, because it was too soft.
Yeah.
But there were 3 voices under all of that.
Mm-hmm.
When she walked in, there was a male voice that said, "Welcome."
Wow.
Yeah.
But
And then there's the female who is this biatch?
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah.
She wasn't very polite.
No.
Who
And
knows?
the third?
And the third was a goodbye
Wow.
when she walked back out.
That is, you guys have gotten some awesome investigations here.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty cool. All right. This one just fascinates me, and I'm going to play it and then we'll talk about it. Was there any pianists on your team at the time?
Nope. In fact, we were in the hospital up on the surgical floor, which is the top floor of the building.
Okay.
And now there is a piano in the building, but it's on the second floor, totally on the other wing, on the other side of the building. There's
Okay.
no way we could have heard it. And
did it even play?
well, yeah,
Kinda.
yeah. But
Oh, that was so cool up there because we were leaning against the door to the OR and you could hear what's going. Doug's really familiar with that, the chatter that goes on in an OR, clink clank, and
voices, you couldn't make them out. They weren't distinct. But
Mhm.
when I tried to record them, they didn't record.
And I've had that happen. Yeah, that's wild. And from the tone and the way they were talking, you think it was a surgery going on?
Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah,
Because
definitely.
I mean, when you're doing that, generally speaking, it's all business in short terms and words repeated. So,
Yeah, I mean, there was constantly noise of doors opening, closing, footsteps coming up the stairwells. You could actually hear the elevator running.
wow.
yeah.
Um,
I was so curious about the elevator that I got on my big tippy toes and looked in the window, and it was gorgeous. It was all wood paneling and with brass
Mhm.
rails and stuff like that. And Carol says, "You're crazy." That is down on the
oh, that was the freight elevator. Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
The
this
freight
elevator,
elevator was brass and handmade wood.
it
Yeah.
was broken. It was.
Stuck on the floor above.
Oh, I thought it was below.
No, it
Doesn't
was
matter.
a floor above. But there was another elevator in the building that a man who
Oh yeah.
he was an inmate,
Mhm.
but he also was the elevator operator, and he'd take you wherever you wanted.
Mhm.
And he talked to us.
What'd he say?
Well, we asked him, "Can you take us to the 3rd floor?"
Mhm.
And he says, "Yeah, right away."
But did that elevator work?
Yes.
Yeah, that was the only one
Oh.
that worked.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
was tiny.
But it would go places all on its own without us pushing buttons. It just, yeah, it was a traveling show. Let me tell you.
Like I said, it sounds like a lot of the places you've been has been more fun than horror.
Yeah, there's been a couple of places that have scared the living patootie out of us. Someday we'll have to talk about the farm.
Oh, we will do it then. I will get you all back. Like I said, too long since you've been here. All right, let's try this one.
Anybody here? This is a nice big room. How many are in here? This is a nice big room. How many are in here?
May have overdid the volume on that one, but I was trying to get to it because I hear now, I don't hear it like I thought I did before. That's why the question marks were there. What do you think they were saying?
I think she said, there's one of us.
Okay, but apparently it's a Class A because you asked a question and received an answer that sounds proper.
And direct, yes.
Yeah.
How many people? There's one of us. Okay.
Did you, when, I don't know if Doug gave you this one, but when we were walking towards the Maples, like the second time we were there, and Doug said something that, hi, we're Doug and Jane, we're back. Do you remember us? And the EVP said what?
I remembered you when you first walked past us.
I think you did send me that, but I couldn't get it up enough to hear it. So
it's kind of soft. So, but that was what it said.
Okay. And all I got was remember. That's why I didn't use it. But
okay.
But yeah, that's wow. You guys have gotten some fun here. All right, I got one more. And who was Kim?
We don't know. We think she was a patient.
Okay.
That's the best guess I have for it. We couldn't find her because she didn't have her full name.
Okay.
Plus the state of New York won't give it out.
Okay, I can understand
HIPAA
that.
rules, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, guys, I cannot see. What is your name? Okay. Come on. What is your name? Okay. Come on. What is your name? Okay. Come on. What is your name? Okay.
That is so obviously Class A, one of the best I've ever heard. You asked and she immediately answered.
Yeah, and in fact, I cut that off too soon because when Jane turned around and walked back out into the hall, you hear Kim call to Jeff.
Oh wow!
But it was so faint that I didn't think it would play well.
Okay. Oh, guys, you have sent some amazing stuff here. We've had a good time. Time's about up, but
already?
Yeah, I know. I can't believe it either. But what do you think is going on in these places? Are these people being held there? Do they just not want to go? Do they not understand they're free to go?
I think some of them don't know that they can leave.
Okay.
They live their whole lives in a place like that.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know anything else. So traveling on to something new and strange.
Oh, they might be frightened though.
Yeah.
Because I had a vision of this woman standing at the edge of the lake and her dress was wet. It was a long, long dress. And the impression I got that she was afraid She was going to kill herself because of something that she had done that she didn't want to be punished by God. So
Okay.
that was strange.
And I once worked a place where there had been a suicide. And when I asked him if he was Catholic, all the meters went off, the rods, everything just went insane.
Whoa.
Because that's when I realized he's afraid to cross over.
Wow. Yeah.
Because suicide to the old Catholics was unforgivable.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, guys, I'm going to have to cut it off, I'm afraid. But thanks for coming back. You guys, you're always great when you're here, and I appreciate that.
All right.
We got plenty of stories.
Anytime.
Hey, fish out a few more and let me know when you're ready, because this is some of the most awesome evidence we've had yet. And I had the stuff from the battleship from you.
Oh, yeah.
I think some of this was even better. So,
Yeah.
all right, Doug and Jane, Port City Paranormal, thanks for coming on, and we'll talk again soon, okay?
All right. Sounds good.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys. Take care. I love when they're on. They're such good people, and it's so much fun. Plus, the evidence is just outstanding. All right, my friends, there's so much I do have to talk to you a little bit about. First off, there is on September 28th, the 3rd annual Ozark Mountain Bigfoot Conference. You can type that in and check it out. We got of course, Contact at Sea. And the X-Con is coming on October 11th to the 13th. And I've told the story. Michelle Roos has told the story. We saw the shadow people last year cross in front of us. Over 100 people watched these shadow people during the conference while speakers were talking. We could see the shadow people, and we didn't even know the place was haunted. We had to ask someone who worked there who said, oh, yeah, we thought you knew. And then they told us who a couple of the ghosts were, suicides and such. So this year, we're going to divide people up who want to do this into 2 teams. I'm going to have a course just on using dowsing rods and K2 meters. And Michelle is going to do a slightly different one. We're taking our people, and we're going to ghost hunt that hotel. So I hope you guys can join us. There are tickets still available. And also, you got to remember to join the UNX Network. You get onto the site, unxnetwork.com, drop down a little bit, put your information in. It's free. We don't sell it to anyone. And for that, you get access to the blog, which the blog has been burning up lately, guys. I'm telling you, we had cube-shaped UFOs being seen. We've got Mothman seen over the Mississippi River. So much ghost stories, witches, Bigfoot, cryptids being seen. It's always on there. Got a monthly newsletter and the magazine, which I have wrote several articles. I have an article almost every magazine. This one had 2 of them. I talked about the haunted battleship North Carolina, which Doug and Jane provided me most of the information. And there was also one where I talked about the legends of Halloween. For instance, when I was a kid, they used to warn us that devil-worshipping cults were looking to kidnap blonde-haired, blue-eyed girls and sacrifice them. Stories about people putting razor blades in apples, people poisoning the candy with drugs. And I dug down and found out where the core of the truth was. There is always some truth to every legend. And that was that article. I've got articles lately on vampires in America in the magazines. We've got conspiracies, one of them on conspiracies. So much going on. You need to join. And again, I need to thank Doug and Jane, because this has been a great show. I may try and save this for Halloween if I can. And probably can't, but I'm going to try. And I want you all to remember, the most important thing of all, always, is to stay safe. Halloween is coming. We're right coming into the season. You can see it at Walmart and all of this, but there's also people going to be looking for stuff, putting up lights and decorations. I don't want my friends getting hurt. I don't want you people getting hurt. So please stay safe. And I think most important of all is stay spooked. Good night.